Everyone, thank you so much for joining me on my journey. Welcome to my journey back to health. This is my channel that I created definitely from inspiration from above, on where I'm going to be showing you guys and basically inviting everyone to come in to see my journey back to regaining my health. Just a little bit. Thank you for tonight for joining us tonight. I'm going to be basically doing a little introduction of what the purpose of this channel is and what I'm going to be doing, and then you're going to have to stay tuned, for future shows to be able to see everything else. So tonight I'm going to give a little rundown as to what you can expect and what's going to be happening with this show. There's a little bit about background information on me. Actually, within the past year and some change, maybe a year and a half, my life has totally changed for the better with a little bit of unexpected things that happened in there. I was a single mother with a daughter, and who I've had since I had her in 2010, and a little over a year ago I got married to the love of my life, my hubby, and we now have 4 children, and I recently just had my son Zachariah, who is now in that pregnancy, I should say, kind of went through a loop for me and my husband and I, but specifically me and my health. I went from being where I would say ideal health to now having certain challenges that came about that I already know and proclaim and am healed from. And this show is basically me just taking those steps and resources in the natural that I need to do in order to continue on that journey to health and getting back to that ideal health where I once had prior to some of the challenges that have come about, hence the pregnancy. I have a little guide here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. I wrote some guidelines out, a little outline. So, basically a timeline of where some things happened was my first pregnancy, my daughter, where I was 25 when I got pregnant. Was not married at the time, and that relationship failed beyond some other things that happened. Where with her, that pregnancy basically it was a regular pregnancy where I didn't have any complications, any issues, any challenges. More so just the shock of being pregnant unexpectedly, and basically just some weight gain. I gained 50 pounds with her, which was a shock. Because of my eating habits at the time, which were not the best. Actually, I take that back. I had good eating habits prior to pregnancy, but allowed pregnancy to use as an excuse to eat. So because I didn't, also out of depression as well, I didn't want to be pregnant. So in lieu of that, I actually used food as a something to go to, like a refuge, basically. So within the pregnancy, gained 50 pounds. Knew I wanted to breastfeed, so I breastfed, so lost a good amount of that pretty fast. But then with some personal things that happened, gained a lot of that weight back. So went on a battle for about 2 years to lose all the excess weight. But finally lost that weight, got back down to my pre-pregnancy weight, which was about always around like 180, 190, which is good for me because that's what I've always seen as a fit weight for me and where I like to see my body shape as well. Always never was, I had to post some pictures, I definitely would do that, where I would show you guys basically how that weight looked on me. Because it definitely wasn't an issue, that didn't cause any health issues, and the way I carried it, you would not think that's what I weighed as anyway. So I was like, my thickness just didn't want to be sloppy. So from there, lost that weight. Then, as I said in the beginning, got married. My husband had a good time, because I definitely am a Jesus lover, as you call it. As I told my boy Toby Max said, Jesus freak. So prior to my husband, definitely recommitted my life and abstained from sex until we got married, until I met him, until we got married. So about maybe almost 3 years before that happened again. And in that happening, so pregnancy didn't, wasn't hard to happen. So, because I guess like my cousin said, my pipes had been out of commission for a while. So that happened pretty fast. We got married in October. I was pregnant by that December. Had my son. He was actually due. When was he due? He was due September 4th, right? He was due September 4th. He actually came a week, 4 weeks early. He came August 7th. So, of 2015. So he came, bundle of joy. We love him dearly. He's been nothing but a blessing to us and a bundle of joy and love to our household and our family. And in that pregnancy, actually, that's when I started noticing a lot of different things. Where I picked up weight spontaneously, rapidly. I went from, actually, I gained a total of about, including fluid and everything else, just to be honest, I would say 75 pounds. So with that, and in this time around, because I was in a better place spiritually and mentally, I went in with the mindset to eat better. So for this to happen, the way it happened, it was like, what? I definitely was not expecting that. So that was a shocker. So when that happened, throughout the pregnancy, I noticed some things happening. Then the big conundrum for every female when they are carrying is that about 24 to 28 week frame, you have to take that dreaded sugar diabetes test. They make you drink this horrible crap, and you gotta sit for 2 or 3 hours, depending on what your doctor requests, and you have to do this sugar test. With my daughter, no issues. This one, they calling me back with the quickness. We need you back in here. The numbers, my numbers, I think when my doctor called me was 200 and something off the scale, something crazy. I'm like, what is going on? I'm eating better. I've been living a healthy lifestyle even prior to the pregnancy. I'm serving God. What's going on? So I had a lot of questions that a lot of people, including you guys, probably had when you see things happening that you didn't foresee, especially when you've been doing things as we perceive as right. And not even just as we perceive, but even right in God's eyes. So that was a shocker. From there, that's when, even after the pregnancy, things started. So I had gestational diabetes, which I'm completely healed from. In the name of Jesus, thank you, Father. After that, after we delivered, my son was delivered emergency cesarean, which was not in the plans at all. I didn't have that issue with my daughter. I didn't foresee it with the second one. So a lot of things that happened were just things I didn't plan out. So that's what really gave me such a shock, and I would say disbelief, because it wasn't what I foresaw, and I hadn't experienced these things beforehand, specifically with my first pregnancy and with having a child. So my first experience with having a child. So he was born emergency cesarean. When I stayed in the hospital for 6 days, my blood pressure went through the roof. I was reading 174 over 90 something, and didn't know what was going on. Also found out I had developed preeclampsia. You can develop preeclampsia, which I found out in my dismay, up to 6 weeks, even after giving birth. So that was a loophole that I did not foresee happening at all. So, mind you, with all that's going on, still an emotional wreck from just giving birth. First of all, from being pregnant, then giving birth. It's such an unexpected time. I went to a regular doctor's appointment on this and found out, hey, you're gonna have a baby. Okay, so that was what's going on. So I had to call my husband. He got down there as soon as possible, ASAP. My parents and man of God. Woohoo, Harvard Church International, go check us out, Baltimore. He came, everybody, so prayers immediately went up. So that all happened then, so I'm still not finished. Then after that, now we having the baby. Then we had the baby home, and things are seemingly, okay. We still getting that blood pressure under control. Had to stay home with medication. I forget the name of the medication. Someone for in 2 or 3 different medications. Plus, I'm in pain from having a cesarean. I learned how to walk again and all that stuff like that, because those things are not the will of God. Please, if you're not afraid, you have to give one. But definitely, if you have a choice, try to go for it. So So after that, then I go to a regular eye doctor's appointment after I have the baby. We thinking things moving forward, still come back with this weight, trying to get this weight off. And I totally couldn't understand what was going on. But, things moving forward. Go to eye doctors for regular, it was like a Vision Works or something like that. So they tell me, oh, you need to go now to go see the specialist because it's your eyes look, your optic nerve looks swollen and maybe something going on with your brain. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just came in to get some new glasses. What do you mean? I need to go get my eyes checked out. I don't understand what you're talking about. Am I gonna die? Like all these kind of thoughts go through your mind. I be hospitalized. You're gonna have to do some kind of emergency, surgery. All these thoughts cross through your mind at this moment. You have to make a decision. Like all these seconds, momentary decisions they want you to make. And it's like, what are you talking about? I just left my newborn son with his father to come up the street to get the eye exam. You telling me I gotta go across town to go see a specialist? I'm not understanding what's going on right now. So anyway, so I go. Wind up from going from having a 12:30 appointment eye exam up the street from my house to then being out to about 5:30 in the evening at doctor's appointments, getting all kind of tests and stuff done. Long story short, they tried to thinking I had some syndrome called pseudotumor cerebri. I know that sounds weird, right? I never heard it before until then, and I'm gonna later on be able to give you guys some medical definitions of what that is, and it's exactly what it's supposed to do. Basically, in a nutshell, is when your spinal fluid that's on your spine doesn't drain off at the rate that it should. So because of that, the side effects that you get are blurred vision and headaches, and your optic nerve appears as swollen because of the excess pressure on it due to the weight of the fluid. So, but definitely, like I said, going to go more in detail than that because I know maybe somebody out there looking who y'all may be dealing with this, had dealt with it, or want to know more about it because maybe a friend of yours, somebody a church member, whatever, a friend may be dealing with this, or you may have heard of it but never know. So I'm going to definitely get a definition so that you can be more clear exactly as to what that is. But tonight I'm just going to give tonight I'm just going over. Giving a preview and a quick synopsis of what the channel is and some of the things that I'm dealing with purpose me to do this. So after that, that brings us up to, and so I had to go through all kinds of stuff. I got an MRI, spinal tap, all kinds of stuff like that, only to see that there was nothing there, and the symptoms that I were having, I'm still the symptoms are still a challenge to an extent. However, we already believe God that I am totally healed, and I'm doing it in the natural, where it will totally manifest, will bring the fruition, I should say, of the healing that's already happening. So basically, it stems from that pseudotumor cerebri stems from rapid weight gain, and it happens a lot of times in young childbearing women. So then it brings back up to now, recent date, as I was and I remember being in some of the darkest times of this journey when it first started. As now I call it a journey, but back then I didn't see it as anything but a attack from the devil. But now, as I see it as what it is, this journey and going back to be able to take people along with me, it was just a being in that darkest time where I just remember the Lord saying to me clearly to trust Him, and that He needed me to reach the masses to an extent with sharing with them my testimony and to show them through this YouTube, which I heard clearly, because one thing I know is that whenever God presents something to you, He's going to also give you the resources to be able to do it as well. So He's going to provide the provision. And the provision doesn't always mean the money. The provision can mean that the resources that are already there to your advantage you don't know about. So I never really even knew just how detailed and how much you can do through YouTube. So definitely. So I remember clearly hearing that. So I dragged my feet like most of us do. I remember I told my husband, he was like, oh yeah, definitely supportive. I told my best friend, definitely supportive. she's gonna be having a vlog coming out soon too, so I will be sure to mention her when it happens. So definitely just excuse me. So just I remember that happening and hearing that clearly. But of course, like I said, most of us do drag my feet, then get on there immediately. So things happen in our life, good things. Well, my family and I, we moved, we got a home, things like that. So on the process, still hearing all this stuff, and I'm still going through these semi-health challenges. So, um, so finally, now we're here, and I just found it so my husband, it's time to do this. Like things are kind of slowed down for us. The even now to where we have a bigger home where I'm able to do this in our basement. Where you see me now, and it just provide more. And so we just so even though I didn't do, I say we need disobedience. So we should move when we're told to move. So we need to do things because we never know who's waiting for us to make that move and why God has us doing certain things. It's not necessarily ever for us; it's for others. So that's that. So how I plan to take this journey is first do research. I have my background is in my education from in biology. I have a minor in chemistry, so I know how to research. That's one thing I know how to do is research. So and it's not just about like technical research. It's just about finding different avenues and sources that are available for us to use. We live in a technology-driven world today. They have so many little things you can use. Like I know now I'm using and I would definitely be sure to share things with you guys. Like the math, as far as even tracking what you're eating. Like the MyFitnessPal app. That's an app that I use on a daily basis now. Definitely being able to help me to be able to see what I'm eating on a daily basis, and also be able to track so I can, even if I don't stay within that number every day, but definitely it's the goal. So the goal is to lose the weight. um, it's just for me to see where I made mistakes and to be able to go back and do better. Maybe I had a rough day, and I just had to have that piece of chocolate cake, so I gave into it. But then I can see, where that kind of like consumed up all my calories, so now I can know what to do better going forward. Or just stuff like that. So, and then, internet is everywhere nowadays on these smartphones, computers, you got Wi-Fi everywhere, even if you don't have internet. So it's no excuse. If you want something and if you want to find it, it's places and resources to find it. When it's a will, it's a way, right? So that's one way. I mentioned the technology and it's tracking their progress. That's one thing I found is very helpful. Tracking your progress, not just in food and things you intake in your body, but also just spiritually. Like one thing I'm going to share with you guys is how throughout the beginning, one of the things that was given to me by a sister of mine in the beginning of this journey when I was in that really dark place was um, to start journaling my prayers and my thoughts. And you say, well, what do you mean track it? How can you track that? Because what it does is it shows you I've been able to go back. I started that maybe let's say the end of September. And now, and it hasn't been every day. I'm not going to over exaggerate. The goal is every day. However, it's more like just because we have 4 children, sometimes my life is getting a little hectic. Um, it's there though, and I do it, and I'm able to see how just from those times from the beginning to where I was to even see now, and just to even see how God has brought so much forth in the things I've asked Him to do, and just even not in just the prayers of things I've asked for, just in where I'm in such a different place mentally and spiritually. The peace I have that I didn't have in the beginning, the trust that I had, the faith that I have, how it's increased, just things like that. So it's not just tracking, your food and calories and stuff like that, but it's just tracking you as a person and your growth as an individual. Um, I'm also doing this for you guys, for others. I'm open for suggestions. Maybe somebody out here who's familiar with some of these things that I mentioned. Maybe you know somebody, or maybe it's you, then you can refer me or either give me certain, definitely sound advice or suggestions that can help as well. So I'm open for that as well. Um, Another way I kind of do this is I definitely am. If you see my tag when you on my thing on the channel, it tells you that I am a believer. So I am trusting God and going to enjoy this journey on the way to trusting Him. So one of the ways I'm going to do that is through prayer and consistent fasting. One of the resources I'm going to share with you guys that I truly believe God put in my heart and showed me years ago, but I didn't even think I needed it, and it stood out and made such an impact. I want to say maybe about 10 years ago, maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, a book by the name, a book by a doctor named Dr. Jordan Rubin, and the name of the book is The Great Physician's The Great Physician's Prescription, The Great Physician's Assistant. I'm sorry, The Great Physician's Prescription, where this man had all kind of ailments going on. I mean, from diabetes to Crohn's disease to just anything you could think of. I mean, he looked totally debilitated. He went from being, again, like I said, ideal health, maybe 6'1", 180 pounds, to being on his deathbed, and he was serving God, completely and wholeheartedly. Raised a Messianic Jew, so he was one of the Jews that actually believes in the resurrection and death of Christ, and the Messiah has come, and he truly just has went on a believing that God truly healed him from that, and has went on a mission to truly show God's people how a lot of times what we eat is the cause of a lot of diseases that we have nowadays. So he shares his story and how to actually overcome a lot of the things that we go through nowadays through health and to receive that divine healing through this book. And one of the ways he does that is by giving the biblical diet, and what God says we should and shouldn't eat, and not just what we should and shouldn't eat, but also how it's prepared and the preparation of the food. So that's that, and then you might ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why is she doing this? Number one, I enjoy it. This in the planning and even once I wrap my mind around this, I've just been having fun and getting excited just in the preparation to even finally show my face and air, this idea to the world and to everyone. It's not just about me. It's also about me helping others, but also it's therapeutic for me as well. To be able to speak to people as far as that, because people think a lot of times that they're the only ones going through things. Just to be able to air and push yourself out there sometimes actually helps just yourself mentally. So that's one of the reasons why I'm definitely doing it. As an accountability system, this is going to help me. Like I said, it's not just about me trying to put something on you guys. It's about me you guys keep me accountable too. Because I'm not going to be able to get on here and, if I feel a certain way, if I know yesterday I picked out, even though that may happen sometimes, but at least if somebody's you've had to hold yourself accountable to somebody, is that much more of an honor system, an unspoken honor system. So that's one way. I mean, that's one reason. And like I just mentioned, to help others know they're not alone. And as I mentioned earlier, obedience. I told you I really feel as if, and I know with my heart of hearts, that this is something the Lord laid on my heart to do. So in my obedience unto Him, I'm doing this and trusting Him for the success and the prosperity of it. So that definitely, is the biggest, if not the only, if not one of, if not the biggest reason why I'm doing this, to honor Him, because I don't know what He ultimately has in store, and then the plan for this. And so those basically, with the summary, just a quick summary of what you can expect from this channel. I definitely want to let everyone know that, I have other avenues to be reached at that you can see and find within my description box. You can reach us on Instagram, and you can reach me on Instagram at myjourneyback_2016. Please follow me. I'm going to be posting pictures, sometimes meal ideas, just posting everyday photos of things that I'm doing so you guys can see and stay in tune to the journey that I'm taking. Feel free to comment, no negativity, please, all are welcome. I will be opening a Twitter account soon. I'm kind of new to that, so forgive me with that one. Email, you can reach me on my email. Any business inquiries or just questions you may have. My email is mjbtrishelle@gmail.com. Again, that's MJB, my journey back, Trishelle@gmail.com. So, and then we have a website that's going to be coming soon. So then I'll be sure to mention that and add that in the description box as well once we get that up and running. So, and like I said, I encourage feedback, comments. Please feel free. Let me know if there's anything familiar, anything you may know about that I'm overlooking, any resources, any avenues, anything else that may be out there that you know could be a help, anything I may have mentioned or that I may mention in the future. We're going to be I'm going to be posting weekly videos, ideas, some of the things that you will see will have now everything is still kind of new, so definitely give me some time, give me some grace, be lenient. So, but you can look forward to videos weekly. I'm not going to give you a complete schedule right now. Some of the things you can look forward to is Marvelous Monday, Transformation Tuesdays, Weigh In Wednesday, and what we're going to call Fasting Fridays. So I'm going to break all of these down individually, as they happen, and as I actually get them etched in stone on how we're going to be doing that. So definitely look forward to that. I just want to let you guys, subscribe, and subscribe again. Subscribe to the channel. If you like what you see, if you're somebody else that they might like what they see, refer them, send them the link. Let them know, hey, it's a female on here who's out here letting people know what's going on with health, and you can tune into, and you're gonna be prospering. She's doing things God's way. So subscribe. Be sure to subscribe. So, thank everybody for coming out. Thank you for airing and viewing, tuning in for us. Like I said, you can have so much more to look forward to. We're going to be moving forward and we're going to be doing great things. So, be sure to follow me, like I said, on Instagram, _2016. Twitter soon to come. Website soon to come. And also, I'm on my Facebook. I'm on Facebook at My Journey Back Florence. So you can follow me there as well. So thanks everybody for tuning in. See you guys later, and welcome to